Chicago, Illinois, home of the Bulls in a fine Eastern Conference battle at the United Center. Thanks for tuning in, everyone, to this broadcast of NBA basketball on 2K Sports. Welcome, everyone, to the broadcast table. Chris Webber to my right, Greg Anthony to my left. I'm Kevin Harlan, and David Aldridge on our sideline. And, of course, Mr. Incredible. We saw him deliver a very nice performance in his first game for the team, from coaches to fans, and I'm sure his teammates. A very welcome moment for him.
And speaking of the trade, I spoke to him earlier, and, man, was he excited about getting the opportunity at a fresh start. He thinks he'll be able to get them to that next level, and I'm sure that's what their thought process was when they made the deal.
And before we get underway here, let's send it over to Hall of Famer David Aldridge, who was able to talk with Steve Clifford.
Guys, he told me their primary focus of the pregame discussion was defense. He said they're dealing with a very sophisticated offense, and it's going to require an outstanding effort from his players at the defensive end. Come top. Let's see if that's the effort they get. Yes.
David, thanks. Well, as we go deeper into the season, we see some teams, Chris, really start to shuffle things around with injuries. And what's it like playing on a team that is dealing with a lot of players that are injured?
It's frustrating. You don't know how much confidence to have in your team. You don't know what to believe in, what not to believe in. Rehabilitation is one of the most frustrating parts of playing in the game because it's boring, it's monotonous. You just continue to do the same thing every day. You start to feel kind of disconnected from your team, and you kind of start feeling down and bad. And so that feeling can become contagious on a team with injuries because you really honestly know that there's nothing else you can do but wait to heal. And so that's really frustrating. So being on a team with a lot of players injured, it's just frustrating. The only thing you can do is to encourage those players that are getting playing time to use this time to improve their game so that when everyone does come back, hopefully some good will come out of it.
Here's the starting group for the Charlotte Hornets. Cody Zeller out there with Batum. Then there's Kemba Walker. Then it's Kaminsky. Osman. And a miss there on the triple. And the Bulls with possession. Their last game, a win against Boston, looking to carry it into this one.
And once they established that flow offensively, really never got any resistance from the D.
And I feel like the defense was one step behind all night. I mean, they never made the adjustments to string together a few stops.
So the Chicago Bulls able to put up the first points on the board. Pick by Zeller. Walker the pass to Zeller. Inside and stolen by Jordan. Here's Payne. That one's not going to go. And it's the Hornets taking it the other way. They are coming off that win against Atlanta.
And anytime you come off the bench, you know your role. And that night, it was about scoring.
Well, on the road, you need as many contributors as you can find. The reserves definitely helped fuel the win that time.
Just 4 to shoot. And he makes the bucket, drew contact, and gets the whistle, too.
And he's got more height than you typically see at the off-guard position, and that size comes in handy, as we saw on that play.
The Hornets shooting their first free throw attempt on the night.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
Chris, we all know you were a big Pistons fan growing up, and of course that means that you had plenty of chances to root against the Chicago Bulls. When you go back and you think about when you were young, was there one Bulls player that you loved to hate, so to speak?
You know, a little secret, I always cheered for Detroit, but I never hated the Bulls. Isaiah and Jordan were my favorite players. That's a little bit of a cop-out along with Magic, Bird, Dominique. But no. I really loved Artis Gilmore as well coming before. But, no, I really can't say I had a player on the Bulls that I didn't really like.
Here's Jordan following the score by Charlotte. It's deflected.
And registering one of the highest verticals at the NBA Combine, Zeller can send your shot back.
The Bulls have gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started. The shot's good from Jordan. And with the All-Star roster being announced, you can expect to see DJ take a part in the game. He'll get a chance to suit up with the best of the best.
And no matter which way you slice it, DJ deserves to be an All-Star. It would have been criminal if a player of his caliber, who means so much to his team, did not make the roster.
Well, I'm sure he thought that was good when they left his fingertips. Matter of fact, I know he did.
I mean, that's a tough break for the D. I mean, he took the hit and drew the whistle.
Just over 2.5 minutes played here so far in the first quarter. Now here's Valentine. Defended by Batum. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. The Bulls shooting their first free throws tonight. The first trip to the stripe in this one. Free throw good, Jordan. And so Jordan nails both of them. For so long, the Hornets have been one of the most disciplined teams, Greg, in the NBA.
Yeah, you look at how this team takes care of the ball, and from the first guy to the last, it says something about how much pride they take in that. Minimizing turnovers goes a long way in terms of winning games. It's been a part of the basketball culture with the Hornets for quite some time.
Now, here's Monk. An 11-point game for him in the win against Atlanta. And that one's good, Brogdon.
Well, he's known for his unselfish play. Zeller sets a solid screen, springs open his teammate.
Here's Jordan. The shot's good on the assist by Johnson. Jordan's got 8. And we're approaching about 3.5 minutes played in the first quarter. Brogdon kicks to Zeller. Feeds to Monk. The pass to Kid Gilchrist. There's the pick. Charlotte moving it around. The shot by Monk is no good.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
Took him no time at all on that one.
How on earth did they let him get that wide open?
Hornets trail by 3. Here's Brogdon. He picked up 12 points in their last win against the Hawks in Atlanta. Pick by Zeller. To the paint. It's tipped. Monk. An easy layup after coming off the pick. Monk's got his first points of the game.
Anytime Monk gets room to shoot, especially inside, he's such a crafty guard who you want to see pulling the trigger from inside. Okay, 2 hands for safety. That's what they say, right?
That's right. He was ultra safe with that dunk, no question. And so here's Charlotte after Chicago picking up a basket just moments ago. Off the screen. Here's Kaminsky. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
He's so intelligent around the rim. Kaminsky found a way to own that possession.
The dish to Monk. Brogdon against Levine. Kaminsky sets the pick for Brogdon. To the wing on the left. 4 on the shot clock. Wade brings the double team. From deep. The shot, no good. We come back right after this. And before the game, we heard from Kemba Walker. He talked about his mentality when he steps out onto the floor.
Play free. Just play like you're playing street ball. Just have fun. Just play the game that you've been playing, forever.
Infectious enthusiasm. So Chicago going with an almost entirely new group here. Portis, he's checked in for Jones. Markkanen comes in for Johnson. Denzel Valentine, he's checked in for Dwayne Wade. And it's Jordan in for Chris Dunn. They've got Markkanen. Levine is out there with Jordan. Then there's Valentine. And it's Portis in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. So that's the 5 in the game for Chicago. They grabbed their own miss. Count that one. The Bulls' lead has been cut down now to just 2 points with that basket from Cody Zeller.
And the work ethic of Zeller. Now that's what makes him dangerous when scoping out opportunities on the offensive glass.
And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Thanks, Kevin. Mr. Incredible in their last matchup against the Celtics was outstanding. He had 43 points, and he was on target from everywhere, hitting from deep as well as making his free throws. When you look at the stat sheet, he was mind-blowing. It's hard to imagine he can follow it up tonight with that same level of production. Kevin, we'll see.
David, appreciate the report. He was a one-man show in that game.
And, it'll be interesting to see how much that took out of him. I mean, he'll have a hard time putting up anything even close to those numbers here tonight.
Well, it should have taken all the energy out of him. It should have taken something out of him, Greg. He pushed the envelope in every way that night. He was unreal.
And the first one drops. And that's good as he hits both of his shots.
And once he gets into a groove like that, you can just count him.
Hornets trail by 6. Osman. He can't get that one. Great D that time from Jordan. It's good. Now he's shooting 6 for 7.
He's reason number one there in front. I mean, his shooting has been almost flawless.
43 seconds left to play here in the half. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure. And maybe not as highly touted as some other guards that went before him, but Malik Monk can be scary on the floor. He can get hot like no other, and once he's dialed in, the points just seem to flow.
Free throw drops for Monk. And Greg, as you said, Monk has that ability to take over with his shooting.
I mean, Monk looks to get going with his scoring at all times, and he's just got that shooter's mentality where all shots are good shots. That can be a positive and a negative, but I prefer he have that aggressive mentality when it comes to scoring the basketball.
Now here's Jordan. He's got 16. And then slammed in by Jordan.
And this sort of awesome dunk is one of the reasons this team is in charge of this game.
Well, there's a swagger out there. You can see it on the court that they possess and are not afraid to show it either. Here's Walker after Chicago picking up a basket just moments ago. Now, here's Monk. Defense is right there. The teardrop falls in. Monk's got his second basket of the night.
And how committed is Monk there on the attack to the rim? When he puts it on the deck, he's looking to take it all the way.
Valentine. No good on that last second attempt there. That'll do it for the first half. It's the Bulls up by 6. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. First, congrats on being selected to your first All-Star game. Now, how excited are you?
Oh, man, it's going to be a whirlwind the whole weekend, but I'll do my best to enjoy every second of it. You know, I know this is the biggest weekend for the league, and, you know, there's going to be a lot going on, so I'm just excited to do my best and soak in as much of the experience as I can.
Take a lot of pictures because it's a lot of fun. Can't wait to see you. Guys?
Thanks so much, David, and we'll step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start of the third quarter after this break. We have a close ball game on our hands as we get set for the second half of basketball. And Mr. Incredible has been sensational.
Yeah, so far they haven't found an answer for him, a scoring machine here in that first half.
Oh, well, he's a tricky cover. He does a good job of sensing the defense, making the right move at the right time.
Setting the floor for the Hornets. Batum is out there with Cody Zeller. Then it's Kaminsky, and there's Kemba Walker. And Chris, power forwards today shoot a lot more three-pointers. If you played today, I think you'd be incredibly effective in that role. How do you think you'd be in that role?
Oh, yeah, I think that that's something I would have definitely had fun and relished in. I did shoot threes a couple of seasons in Washington and was pretty successful at that, but the style of play was just so different then. Big men were asked to stay in the post, and it was a lot more work in the post, a lot more pressure on the big guy to get to the free throw line to wear down the defense. So the whole game was different then. The big man kind of ruled the game. Today it's a point guard's game, and so what's great is I'd have have to step out to give the point guard a lot more room to drive to take a shot blocker away, or because there aren't any shot blockers. And so I definitely would love to hang out in that corner and shoot that easy three, or at the top after a pick and roll and pop right back. That would have been a lot of fun. Plus, it would give you freedom, because when you can shoot that Jimmy like that and you got a nice wet jump shot, it allows that pump fake to work all day. So I would have pump fake a lot from that three-point line and dunked on a lot of people. So that would have been fun to have that freedom as they do today. Just like it's fun watching these young guys let it fly from that three-point line.
And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Fellas, Al-Farouq Aminu has established himself as a great defensive player, and he wants that recognition. He said, "My goal every year is to be Defensive Player of the Year. I want to guard 1 through 4 and even 5 sometimes. I want it to be known that I'm a great defender, and I want the league to recognize that." Kevin?
Thanks, David. Aminu continues to prove his worth on the defensive end. His length and quickness certainly hard to deal with. And a wide open look for Jordan, and off the front iron, and in it goes.
And he can smell blood in the water. Excellent finish.
Oh, yeah, up by double digits. They're trying to keep the momentum, keep the foot on the neck. That's his focus right now.
So Charlotte calls timeout. They're first. And Chris, you played during an era against a team that many consider the greatest of all time, that 96 Chicago Bulls team with Jordan and Pippen and a great roster. Just thinking back to that team during that second three-peat, what was it like when you were going up against that Bulls team?
It's so tough to play against that team. Jordan, arguably the best player that's ever, laced them up. And Pippen was so tough offensively and rebounding. Rodman as well on the boards. And then you had guys in a system that was, just really too much. It's hard to say. Of course, in my opinion, having played against them, they're the best team of all time. But Bill Russell once told me, ghosts can't play, so don't get caught up in comparing eras that you really can't prove it. So, yeah, of course they're the best of all time to me, but it's fun watching these young kids play today.
Drains the three-pointer. Jordan's got 26.
Oh, they can't miss their third make in a row to begin the half.
And stolen by Jordan. And it's Jordan with the jam.
And it's been about that execution offensively. I mean, they have been superb.
Yeah, and it's been a team game, a number of contributions. Guys staying focused. That's why the league continues to grow.
And there's the foul. It goes on Mr. Incredible. That'll be his second foul of the game. Johnson, he's checked in for the Bulls. And then for Charlotte, Kid Gilchrist, he's checked in for Batum. And it's Richardson in for Walker. The feed now to Kid Gilchrist. Zeller setting the pick for Kid Gilchrist. 6 to shoot. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. That's on Dwayne Wade.
Michael Kidd-Gilchrist, a player that isn't known for his offense but makes up for it on D. Fantastic defender who can completely disrupt an assignment in a number of ways. Very quick and can stick to someone like glue.
Terrence Jones is checked in for Chicago. Chris Dunn comes in for Cameron Payne. Wade kicks to Jordan. And stolen by Richardson. And here we go. Richardson heading to the hoop. And it's Richardson slamming it down.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case. It looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Oh, well, that's because it was terrific.
Wow, and that sort of showmanship is just deflating right now to a team trying to get back into a game like this.
Ouch, Greg, that is definitely an emphasis jam. A big apostrophe or exclamation point, maybe even a question mark. Passes it to Brogdon. Richardson dishes to Kaminsky. And here's Brogdon from the arc. Rebound by the Bulls. Getting their first look of the season at this Hornets team.
And they dropped the season series to these guys a year ago. Not their proudest moment.
Chicago shooting their 7th and 8th attempts at the foul line tonight. Free throw good, Jordan. And Chris, you've been working as an analyst now for quite some time. Do you feel that how you view and enjoy the game has changed as you've transitioned from being a player on the floor to the booth.
You know what? I've learned a lot, and I've learned to look at the game a different way, but I look at the game the same way. I think the onus is on the player to execute what the coach and the GM puts out there for you to do, for you not to become a one-dimensional player, for you to improve in the summertime. That's the only time you can improve. And when you don't come back and you don't improve, it's obvious that you have the same glaring weaknesses that you had the year before. Even if you're not on a team that can compete for a championship, you want to make sure that you compete for a championship, that you compete for an all-star, that you compete to have your name out there. And so a lot of times we'll watch some of those teams, and I love seeing if they compete or if they laid it down early in the season. So, no, I would say that really what gives me an advantage is that the way that I looked at the game, and hopefully, that gives me a unique perspective when I'm out there trying to talk to other basketball heads like myself.
Kicks to Richardson from deep, and Jordan sends it back. The second chance effort. Good work defensively by Jones.
And this quarter, he has clearly been off the mark.
And the whistle blows as the basket counts, and a three-point play chance right here. One free throw coming up. The Bulls have been coming through at the charity stripe. They've made 7 of their 8 attempts.
And as a unit, they're shooting 78% from the line. That's a solid number to work with on the season.
Chicago making a switch here. Valentine's checked in.
One shot, gentlemen.
Free throw good, Jordan.
And if they continue, Kevin, their outstanding free throw shooting, that'll help them seal the deal.
There's 38 seconds left to play here in the third. Levine against Brogdon. And slam dunk by Kid Gilchrist.
Anytime he gets a chance inside, Kid Gilchrist is looking to destroy that rim.
Oh, no. He's the last guy you want to put on the line. You can just about book the points every time he steps up there.
The Bulls have knocked down 8 of 9 free throw attempts. I'd say those numbers read pretty well. Charlotte making a switch here. And so he makes both from the line. Hornets trail by 16. 2 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Here's Zeller, and Jones sends it back.
Oh, you really like how Jones positions himself on D, using his long arms to swat away shots.
Walker's shot is off.
You can't be missing shots like that in the post. That'll get you a spot on the bench.
Valentine passes to Jordan. He sticks that one in from 20 feet away. Jordan's got 39. Well, through 3 quarters of play, down double digits, it may be difficult to overcome. Bulls lead by 18. And when we return, we'll get the fourth quarter rolling right here on 2K Sports.
Don't miss the action. Your favorite NBA superstars are here to compete in a showcase of the league's top talent. It's the NBA All-Star Game.
Welcome back as we get ready to start the Bulls making a switch here. Jordan's checked in, and a switch here also for Charlotte. Kaminsky is checked in for Zeller. We've got Valentine. Jordan is out there with Payne. Then there's Markkanen. And it's Dragic in at the center filling out the middle. That's the 5 out there for the Bulls.
And they've only got a slight edge on the boards, but it just feels a lot bigger.
Outside, Walker. Osman, guarded by Jordan. Pass to Kaminsky. Monk kicks to Kaminsky. Just 5 on the clock. That one doesn't drop. The Bulls leading by 17. And it's Markkanen, top of the key. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Jordan. Markkanen's got 4 this quarter.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
And Walker kicks to Batum. Kaminsky sets the pick for Batum. Osman Drains it from beyond the arc.
Well, when Batum, Kevin, spots a wide-open teammate, he zips the rock to him quickly. Just exceptional vision.
Here's Jordan, and slam dunk by Jordan.
Oh, he's just incredibly productive and efficient, tearing it up this second half.
Just under 2.5 minutes gone here in the final quarter. Now Walker. There's the pick. Wide open look. Jordan with the rebound. Jordan's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Markkanen can't get it to go.
Well, the D a little slow to get in his face. They're fortunate it didn't cost him.
Outside, Batum. Out to the right wing. Monk, no one around him. Gets a very good look and converts.
And Monk's just got a good feel for kind of how to exploit the defense, especially about how quickly he gets his shot off after getting the pass. Just terrific determination. First, compiling the lead, and now building on it.
Oh, man, and this is late in the game. It's tough for a team to come back. Everything has to fall into place.
Well, one reason why Nick Batum is so valuable on the basketball floor is his ability to guard multiple positions. You hear that a lot with front court players, but Chris, he gives you that flexibility as a guard.
And his length is a big part of why he's able to do that. You always want a rangy guy you can put up on a shooter for the other team. Very often, Batum plays that role because of his ability to bother shots and check a multitude of players.
Charlotte making a switch here. Zeller's checked in. Jordan kicks to Valentine. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Jordan. And it's 6 points for Denzel Valentine.
And tonight's battle is going to end with a very clear winner, leaving nothing to chance. Impressive win for the Bulls.
This was a very efficient offense tonight.
And they found a way to get their shots to go down. A little luck didn't hurt. A lot of their 50-50 shots fell their way.
And so this is going to end up as victory number 24 on the year.
And this is a great way for them to kick off this season series. 2 more games ahead, and they've taken the mental advantage with this win tonight.
And you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for Jordan.
Every time he shot it, it seemed like it was going to drop in. And if it didn't, everyone was surprised.
Both teams will make substitutions. Here's Jordan. It's interesting to see the impact of technology on the game, too. I heard LeBron James. A lot of players now review footage on a tablet when they check out their play.
Well, yeah, you know, back in the older days, a lot of us went to the locker room and you would go in the room and watch it on video. So it's the same type premise. It's just that, you know, technology is better today. I mean, every guy wants to do it. You want to know what you're doing well, what you're doing wrong. You're all a coach on the floor. You're the quarterback, and LeBron especially is the quarterback of his offense. So it doesn't surprise me before that he's studying tape.
Hornets trail by 19. And here is Brogdon. He kicks to Richardson from the top of the key. That's short off the rim. Jordan against Richardson. Johnson. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Jordan. And the Bulls lead by 21.
And how much longer are they going to keep that foot on the accelerator?
At this point, it's just icing on the cake. Terrific run, closes it out.
Brogdon the pass to Kid Gilchrist. Kicks it out to Richardson. But they recover it. There's 31 seconds left to play in the final quarter. And Aminu kicks to Brogdon. Picked by Zeller. Now here's Brogdon. Not a lot of room. Shot clock at 3. Overdone. No good off the front iron. Here's Jordan. Ball's knocked loose. It's stolen by Aminu. Brogdon with it. And so Chicago takes this one, and by a big margin. They poured it on tonight. Dominant showing in front of a crowd that loved every minute of it.
And, you know, this game could really be a defining one for what they can do when they are playing at their best. I mean, being here at home no doubt helps, and the execution was flawless.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Well, the third quarter was huge tonight. How were you able to come out so hot after the break?
You know, we knew that we could play with a lot more energy and effort, and you know, we showed it in the third quarter. You know, once we were able to get things clicking with the team, everything just started bouncing our way. You know, it felt great having a team rally like that.
Well, it all came together in that second half. Congratulations, guys.
All right, David, thank you. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Chris Webber, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thank you for being with us. So long and good night, everyone.